Hello students, welcome back to my channel. We know that everywhere we need some laws. Without laws, we cannot do our work in a proper manner and we have to face lot of difficulties. So running any organization in a proper way, we need some laws, and our family also needs some laws. Without laws, our family also cannot run properly. Every country needs some laws for running the country in a proper manner. So some organizations are there which make the laws for every country. In India, Parliament is the supreme law-making body which make laws for the entire country. For knowing about Indian Parliament, we need to know about the organs of the government and the levels of the government. The organs of the government are legislative, means law-making body. Executive means working body. Judiciary means courts. Then there are three levels of the government in India. Central level. At the central level, legislative is Parliament. Executive is President and Prime Minister, and judiciary is Supreme Court. Then the second level is state level. At the state level, legislative is means law making body is state legislative assembly. Executive is governor, chief minister. Then judiciary is high courts. Then at the local level, legislative is Gram Sabha, and municipalities. Executive is Sarpanch and municipal councillor, and judiciary is district courts. So, Indian Parliament consists of three bodies. These three bodies are President, Rajya Sabha and Upper House, and Lok Sabha or Lower House. Means Indian Parliament is a bicameral legislative body. There are two type of legislative body: bicameral or unicameral. Unicameral means one house is only there in legislative body, and bicameral means two houses are there in legislative body. In India, there is bicameral legislative body, means there are two houses in Indian legislative body. Let us discuss about each components one by one. In India, President is also known as the ceremonial head of the country. Ceremonial head of the country means Constitution gives him power, but in practically he cannot use the discretionary power. He is the head of the state. In every country, there are two head of the country. One is head of the state and one is the head of the government. head of the state and head of the government. Head of the state means constitution gives him or her power. In India, president is the head of the state. Head of the government means practically who uses America. The President of America is head of the state as well as the head of the government. Then we know that the parliament passed the laws, but any laws cannot come into being till the president will give his or her assent. When the president will give the assent, then only any law will come into being according to Article 111. It is mandatory. President's assent is mandatory to every law to come into being. Then president has many legislative power. Executive power, and judiciary power. But president cannot use any power discretionary because president has to take advice of prime minister and the council of minister. It is mandatory to president to get the advice of prime minister or council of minister to use any power according to Article 78. Then president can appoint some dignitaries like the Chief Justice of Supreme Court, Chief Justice of High Court, Controller and Auditor General, Chief Election Commissioner of India. But he has to take advice of Prime Minister as well as Council of Ministers before appointing these dignitaries. Then he can impose the national emergency according to Article 352. He can also impose the presidential rule in any state according to Article 357. Then he can promulgate the ordinance whenever Parliament is not in session according to Article 123. And he has also some pardon rights according to Article 72. So we have seen that president is the one of the most important part of Indian Parliament. Without president, Indian Parliament cannot run properly because president can summon the Parliament and dissolve the Lok Sabha also. He has right to dissolve the Lok Sabha whenever the ruling party lose the majority. Let us discuss about the other component of Indian Parliament. We have to make the table, then only we can know easily about the Indian Parliament. We have to make 3 lines. One is areas of differences. Then Rajya Sabha. Rajya Sabha also is a upper house of Indian Parliament. Lok Sabha is also known as lower house of Indian Parliament. First, the areas of differences in this column, what we will write? Meaning, because both houses meaning are different. Raj Sabha means Council of State, Council of States. Lok Sabha means Assembly of People. Then election method. In Raj Sabha, indirect election. Means in Raj Sabha, members cannot be elected by the citizen of the country directly. They can be elected through the members of the state legislative assembly. Means indirectly they will be elected. Then in Lok Sabha, direct election. Because Lok Sabha is the assembly of the people, so Lok Sabha represent the people of the country. That's why in Lok Sabha, member will be elected directly through the election. The voters will elect their representative directly to the Lok Sabha. Then voting method. In Raj Sabha, the voting method is single transferable vote. In Lok Sabha, five. Lok Sabha, but in money bill, Raj Sabha doesn't have same power as the Lok Sabha. Raj Sabha cannot introduce money bill. but Lok Sabha can introduce the money bill. So we have seen that Raj Sabha and Lok Sabha both are the houses of the Indian Parliament. Raj Sabha is the upper house of Indian Parliament and Lok Sabha is the lower house of the Indian Parliament. Raj Sabha represents the state and Lok Sabha represents the people of India. In Lok Sabha, direct election. In Raj Sabha, indirect election. Raj Sabha cannot introduce money bill, Lok Sabha can introduce the money bill. But in other laws, Raj Sabha has same powers as the Lok Sabha. And Raj Sabha is a permanent body, but Lok Sabha is the temporary body. The Lok Sabha can be dissolved, but Raj Sabha cannot be dissolved. Then the sessions of the Parliament. Committee and ad hoc committee means temporary committees which are appointed according to the need of the Parliament time to time. Some standing committees are Public Account Committee, Estimate Committee, and Public Understanding Committee. So we have discussed in this topic about the components of Indian Parliament, President, Raj Sabha and Lok Sabha, and how they formed and what are the eligibility for the Raj Sabha member and Lok Sabha members, and what are the functions of Raj Sabha and Lok Sabha, and about some committees of the Parliament, about the session of the Parliament. Thank you for watching my video. If you like my video, please click the like button, suggest me, comment me. Your suggestion will give me some motivation, some ideas, and I will make more such videos after getting your motivation. And please subscribe my channel if you didn't subscribe yet. Have a good day.